ladies and gentlemen. I am Nina Steiner, Vice President of the Class of 2012. Please join with me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Assistant Principal Christopher D'Ambrosio. Assistant Principal Joseph Patemri. Assistant Principal Linda Wagner. And Assistant Principal Mr. David Oldenbach. The Cranston High School East faculty, if you would please stand. Senior Class Advisor, Mrs. Jody Murphy. School Resource Officer, Matt Davis. Family and friends of Cranston High School East, and most importantly, members of the Class of 2012. Once again, welcome to the Cranston High School East commencement ceremony for 2012. It gives me great pleasure to stand before you this morning to share in this exciting ceremony. I am thankful for the opportunity to share a few remarks with this outstanding class. Graduation from high school is a remarkable achievement in any person's life. It marks the end of one phase, but opens the door to many more exciting chapters. Your dedication to making yourself an educated citizen is evidenced here today, and you are to be congratulated for this achievement. After years of schooling, we are now sending you off into the world prepared to continue your education, whether it be at university, in trade school, in service to the military, or at work. Remember to keep learning, for the day you stop learning is the day you start dying. Cranston High School East is an incredible institution with a tradition dating back to 1891. As you graduate here this afternoon, you will be joining this long and distinguished line of Thunderbolts, and you will have much to live up to. Those who have passed before you, including many on stage and in the audience here today, have set the bar for your achievement. My challenge to you is to not only strive to reach these lofty goals, but in fact try to exceed them. Do everything in your power to attain all of your life's objectives, and never be satisfied with anything less. We have provided you with a quality education, exemplified by the list of colleges and other post-secondary plans for you, our graduates. 84% of you will be going on to a 2 or 4-year college. 6% will be joining our military. 5% will be going into full-time employment, while yet 5% of you are still undecided at this point. At this time, I would like to congratulate your parents for the support of you in your education throughout the year. You are now adults and soon to be high school graduates, but you should always remember that you are still their babies. They deserve your respect and thanks, and you have truly made them proud. I would also be remiss if I did not join you in thanking the wonderful faculty and staff at not only Cranston East, but all of Cranston Public Schools for the first-rate education they have provided you through the years. This is a day they too can be proud of for each and every single one of you. It seems to have also become somewhat of a tradition amongst you as to who the first student is that can make me laugh. Well, as I was told at Honor Society earlier this year, this is one of the 3 days that I smile outside of Convocation and National Honor Society induction. So if there truly were any bets, you can all pay yourself, because you've all won the bet. Today is the day to smile and be proud of all of you. So in conclusion, I would say continue to do the very best work in all of your life's endeavors. Strive to be a lifelong learner, and finally, and most of all, continue to make us proud. Thank you, and congratulations.
And now, to the best part of the speech, to the class of 2012. On behalf of the City of Cranston, I'm so proud to be here to extend my sincerest congratulations to all of you. I'm so proud and privileged to be here every single year, and this is my favorite time of the year, to honor all of you and your hard work and commitment, not during these past 4 years, but throughout your entire career in the Cranston school system. By being here today, each and every one of you have shown through your studies and extracurricular activities that you are capable of succeeding in this vastly changing world. I've personally witnessed many of your accomplishments, whether it's in the classrooms, on the athletic fields, or important to me, in the community. And I can vastly say that I'm proud of what you have done during your career here in our great city of Cranston. But all of you are here today because you believed. You believed that you can graduate and go on to bigger and better things. Well, I'm here today to ask you to continue to believe, because without belief, there is no passion. Without any passion, there's no action. And just think about our world for a minute and what the power of believing can accomplish. Just this past week, we celebrated an important milestone 25 years ago in our country's history. I know it was before all of you were born, but 25 years ago this week, President Ronald Reagan stood at the wall at the Brandenburg Gate in West Berlin and uttered one of the most memorable lines spoken during his presidency. And we all know about the history of the Berlin Wall, how it was built by the communists to prevent communists from escaping into the pro-democratic side of Germany. And we all remember that symbol, that 12-foot concrete wall that was 100 miles long with electrified fences and guardrails. It was a symbol of a decade's Cold War. And in his speech on that day, President Reagan demanded of General Secretary Gorbachev with a few simple words. If you seek peace, if you seek prosperity for the Soviet Union and all of Eastern Europe, if you seek liberalization, come here to this gate. Mr. Gorbachev, open this gate. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. And it was with those few simple words that he incited people in the pro-democracy movement, and in a few short years later, that wall came tumbling down. But for me, it wasn't until this week that I learned that the president's advisors, national security advisors, international advisors, and even his political advisors, told him not to use those bold words. They were fearful of the consequences. But despite these warnings, President Reagan believed it was the right thing to do and said to heck with the consequences. And history has proved him right. And you might be sitting there right now thinking, thanks for the history lesson, Mayor. What's that got to do with me? Well, let me tell you what it's got to do with you. Because it can happen right with each and every single one of you with the power of believing. 25 years ago, 2 inner city kids were sitting in a high school classroom witnessing this event. Back then, people would have called you crazy if anyone ever think that 2 inner city kids, and minorities to boot, looking like many of you, from the streets of Providence, would become the mayors of the first and third largest cities in our state. Heck, they might have locked me up if I would have said back then that one day I'd have breakfast at the White House and meet the president. Well, it has happened. And it happened because both Angel Tavares and I believed in ourselves and what we could do. And even just a short couple of weeks ago, our own Cranston native, Olivia Cole, shocked the world and became the first Rhode Island native to win the National Miss USA contest. And ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you can see in the power of belief. I want you to believe in yourself and in your dreams, and never let anyone tell you otherwise. Because all of the people that are here on this stage, your teachers and staff, and most importantly, all those people sitting right behind you, your parents, family, and friends, all believe in you. We are proud of all that you have accomplished and wish you the best for continued success. Thank you and congratulations.
Superintendent of Schools will now address the class. Honorable platform guests. Within the next hour or so, your high school career will come to a close. I can remember my graduation day as if it was only yesterday, driving up from the auditorium, where Cranston used to hold his ceremony back in those days. For me, it was June 11th, 1969, 43 years ago. It seems like it was only yesterday. Yup, don't gasp. I don't know about you. When I was walking amongst my fellow graduates, a creepy, eerie feeling came over me. It was at that point that we all lined up in alphabetical order in the foyer that I realized that this was it. Sure, I was excited, yet melancholic, realizing that our friendships drew us together purely through faith. Faith in the sense that we all came from one place at the same time, the same common purpose. After graduation, we'd all go our separate ways, and life would surely be different. I can remember sitting, performing a self-evaluation in the auditorium, and asking myself, could I have done more in high school? Could I have worked harder? Did I take my education serious enough? And if I worked harder, would I not have more options in life? Could I have been something different? Done something different? To be honest with you, I've asked those questions in my mind a million times since that day, and that was up until a few weeks ago. In my job, I don't get the opportunity a lot to do a lot of pleasure reading, but recently I read a book by Stephen King titled 11/22/63. Probably one of the most profound events in the lives of people my age was the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, a bright and vibrant leader, taken from life far too early. 11/22/63, November 22nd, 1963, is the date that Kennedy was killed. King gives the characters the opportunity to go back in time, change and recreate events that will save the president's life from being assassinated. Ultimately, the main characters will have the opportunity to change the course of history. The author and the characters pose the question, How would have America been in the world it been had Kennedy survived and would not had been a foiled attempt on his life? In the book, King introduces something called the butterfly effect. Having heard the expression before, but not knowing much about the butterfly effect, I had decided to perform an in-depth research. So, I Googled it. Then I consulted with the 21st century Wikipedia. And only that technology was available when I was in high school. Wikipedia defines the butterfly effect as, excuse me while I read, quote, in chaos theory, the butterfly effect is a sensitive dependence on initial conditions where a small change in one place in a nonlinear system can result in large differences in a later state. The name of the effect, coined by Edward Lorenz, is derived from a theoretical example of a hurricane's formation being contingent upon whether or not a distant butterfly had flapped its wings several weeks before, close quote. Theoretically, a simple flap of a butterfly's wing in one place and the inertia it generates can have a profound effect in another place. The butterfly effect shows us how your everyday actions can make a difference for generations to come, such as what you did in high school will not only have an effect on your life and future, but the people you meet and the relationship you develop for the rest of your life. As I read the book, I started to reflect on my own life, which again brought me back to the questions that went through my head on graduation night countless times since. And I have a feeling that you, here today, have probably asked those questions already. What if I had done it differently? What if I worked harder and studied more? For me, Peter Nero, what if I became a teacher? What if I didn't become a teacher? What if I became a doctor or a lawyer? What if I joined the military? Would I have survived the Vietnam War, as so many of my friends from high school did not? Would I have gone to college? This whole series of events in my life after high school, going to college, meeting my college friends, joining my fraternity, after college graduation, remaining in Cranston, and teaching and working in the city that I love. Walking into a dentist's office one day and meeting my wife for the very first time when she was a dental assistant. Suppose she had said no when I asked her up. Probably the smartest decision of her life. Getting married and my wife, through nature, my wife and I through nature, genetically engineering our son. In my professional life, moving from teaching on all the steps, including becoming superintendent of schools, will all be the result of a butterfly effect. All of those things came from a series of events and the inertia from a flap of my wings or perhaps someone else's. I told you earlier that when I read King's novel a few weeks ago, it allowed for me to reflect on my life, and I no longer ask myself those questions that I asked on graduation day back 40 years ago. You see, I have the answers now, and it is. Whatever series of events which brought me to where I am right here and right now on this regal stage, whatever turn I made in the road, whatever fork in the road I took, the fact that that pretty blonde girl at the dentist's office said yes, the fact that I am here on stage presenting diplomas to you, makes me believe that I am the luckiest person on earth. So graduates, my advice to you on graduation day is to learn from Peter Nero. Don't ever look back and ask, what if? Promise me that. Whatever has brought you where you are right here and right now on graduation day, however well you did in high school, how well you do in college, in trade school, or whatever career you choose, whatever friendships you develop moving forward, whomever will be your significant other, the children you will raise to carry your name, whoever flapped their wings somewhere, someplace else in the past, the series of events that has had a profound effect on your life and brought you to graduation day, that's you right here and right now. Flap your wings and change the course of someone else's life. Graduates, be thankful, please, have no regrets, but remember you are all beautiful, yet delicate butterflies, and just keep flapping your wings as to have a profound effect on your family, friends, and generations to come. Congratulations, and always remember that you, like me, are the luckiest person on the face of the earth. Chairwoman of the Cranston School Committee, would now like to share her remarks. And I would ask that they please stand to be recognized as they graduate to the next phase of their life. Mr. Peter Nero.
congratulations and best wishes to the class of 2012.
Thank you, Julie. Mr. Kelly, administrators, distinguished guests, and most importantly, you, the class of 2012. My name is Melvin Morales, and I'm the president of the class of 2013. On behalf of the class of 2013, I would like to thank you, not only for this gift, but for something even more important. You have taught us not only how to have fun, but how to prepare for the future. We have looked up to you throughout our years of high school, and now it is time for you to take that first step in the real world. Congratulations and thank you. We will miss you.
As we move into the valedictory address, we have something special this year. For the first time that we have been able to find, we have co-valedictorians for the class of 2012. After a minimum of 28 classes in 4 years of high school, these students were separated by mere 10,000ths of a point. The first co-valedictory address will be by Ms. Adrienne Gentry.
Mayor Fong, Superintendent Nero, Assistant Superintendent Lunston, Central Administrators, School Committee members, Principal Kelly, Assistant Principal, distinguished platform guests, family, friends, and fellow classmates. Good morning. The actor Christopher Reeve once said, "A hero is an ordinary individual who finds the strength to persevere and endure in spite of overwhelming obstacles." When we hear the word hero, we often think of the idealized protagonists of Hollywood: Indiana Jones, James Bond, Princess Leia, and Harry Potter. These are household names, famous for rising up against considerable odds and fighting the forces of evil. Certainly, these good-doing characters are people to look up to. But I believe that a person doesn't have to be Superman to be called a hero. I've been thinking a lot, as I'm sure you all have been, about our years at Cranston East. The classes, the essays and tests, the endless math problems, the kneecaps, the final exams, the challenges we all have faced. I like to think of our time at East as a journey of epic proportions. We started out young and wide-eyed, entering the labyrinth of challenges that awaited us. Every day, we were met with obstacles to overcome, goals to achieve, standards to meet. It felt like the odds were against us, but we fought through the challenges day by day, learning as we went and growing into the accomplished young men and women we are today. We finally made it, and for that, I want to thank the faculty and administration of Cranston East for guiding us on our journey and for giving us the resources we needed to exceed our standards. I also want to thank the parents who always believed in our heroic potential. Yours are the first names to appear in our opening credits. Most of all, I want to congratulate you, my fellow classmates. Whether our greatest challenge of the day was taking a difficult exam or just getting out of bed at 6 in the morning, I consider each and every one of you a hero. I'd like to invite you to embark on your final quest as students of Cranston High School East, your walk across this stage. We have many more dragons to slay, but I have no doubt that we, the class of 2012, will soar beyond expectations and conquer the world. Congratulations, seniors.
Thank you, Adrienne. Co-valedictorian Kristen Deshawn will now address the class.
Nero, Assistant Superintendent Lunston, Central Administrators, School Committee members, Principal Kelly, Assistant Principals, distinguished platform guests, family, friends, and most importantly, seniors. Welcome to the graduation ceremonies for the class of 2012. It has taken us a long time to get here, so I want to take a moment and look back. Kindergarten, 1999. We had just entered the world of schooling. At this time, Michael Jordan left the world of sports and retired that same year. We were just starting to form our lives when he opted to change his career. In 2005, we started middle school, continuing our education and our journey toward graduation day. Once again, as we were moving forward, someone else was moving on. Lance Armstrong retired from cycling after winning his 7th consecutive Tour de France. 2008 was a historic year. We entered the final phase that led us to this moment here today. It was also the year of the Summer Olympics in China. Amazing athletes like Dara Torres and Michael Phelps set new records. As we entered high school, we were on our way to changing our own history, while Dara Torres won her first and last individual gold medal at age 50. Now, in 2012, here we are, ready to graduate. We spent so many years preparing for this moment, but we are also not the only ones. This year, the Summer Olympics takes place again, this time in England, and Rhode Island native Elizabeth Beisel, someone against whom several of us have competed, is in the running for a medal. So while Michael Jordan is now an owner of a sports team, not a player, and Lance Armstrong is slowly becoming more involved with politics, they help us realize that today is not an ending, but a beginning. As we move on to the next phase of our lives, we will once again be taking a leap of faith, the same one we took 13 years ago. We may be going in different directions, work, college, or the military. To our parents, teachers, and all those who helped us, I quote Harding Carter Jr. There are two lasting bequests we can give our children. One is roots, the other is wings. Let's take the lessons we learned here, add some new ones, and let the class of 2012 make its mark on history. Thank you.
Thank you, Kristen. Erin Torres, Secretary of the Class of 2012, will now read Moving Forward by an author unknown.
Superintendent Nero, Assistant Superintendent Lunston, Central Administrators, School Committee members, Principal Kelly, Assistant Principals, distinguished platform guests, family, friends, and the class of 2012. The poem for our commencement is titled Moving Forward, and the author is unknown. In an effort to discover who we are meant to be, we must all travel many paths. People join and tag along, while others only follow momentarily. In this changing world, it is difficult to know where these paths will take us, and yet we are compelled to follow each as far as it will go. Through pain and suffering, we continue hoping for better days. Life isn't about winning the race, though. It's about meeting people, making friends, living, loving, and losing. We must make the best of what and who we have in our lives today, and never take these things for granted. Our friends and enemies make us the people who we are, and without them, we would have nothing. We need their love and hatred to continue along these paths. Wins and losses make us stronger, more resistant. If life was easy, it wouldn't be worth living. The challenges make it interesting. They make us try. They make us fight for the things we love in order to keep them. But some of those things will never last. They fade into the darkness all too quickly. into the depths of memory to be treasured or forgotten. Memories change, feelings fade, and we are forced to let go of the things we once held dear. If we never move forward, we will never be happy. If you are happy with where you are in life, enjoy it. Just keep traveling and living and learning and loving until the end. Congratulations, class of 2012.
Thank you, Erin. We're almost there. Before we introduce the class, I would please ask that you hold your applause until the end, and please show the proper decorum so that every parent could hear their student's name called. Thank you. Students, as you receive your diploma this afternoon, I would ask that you privately reflect upon your years at Cranston East. I would ask that you reflect upon the academic, civil, and social responsibilities of a high school student, the support you have gained from your parents and your gratitude towards them, the hard work that you displayed to make this afternoon possible, and lastly, your gratitude to the teachers and staff of Cranston High School East for their caring intellect and support. Mr. Nero, based upon the recommendation of the faculty, I stand before you to validate the fact that these members of the class of 2012 have fulfilled their graduation requirements and therefore should be awarded this diploma and all the benefits, pleasures, and responsibilities that go along with it. Mr. Nero, I am pleased to present to you the class of 2012.
Sylvia Catania. Matthew Santori.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in the class of 2012,
go.